Man, why did I agree to review this show again? I joke a little bit, but God, I am not having fun talking about the show, but I still will continue to do it till the very end because I do want to give this show its fair shake, even though I feel like that's pointless. I watched 3 episodes and they're all pretty shitty, including this one. This one the most shitty. First of all, this episode 3 of the Netflix live action Avatar: Last Airbender reboot puts 2 episodes together with no really thought to how that will work, and it really fucking hurts both of them. Basically, it puts the episode where Aang goes to this temple and meets this adventure dude and realizes that his people were going there. First of all, I don't understand why these characters are even in this version of the show. Because if they're not going to do the storyline where Aang actually goes to that air temple and sees that how these people are living and trying to adapt and has to let go of his personal feelings about them living there, then what's the point of the story? It doesn't really make much sense to put it here. And then they combine it with the Jet storyline, which the Jet storyline, I don't feel like we got a lot out of Jet in this episode except the normal shit of like war's bad. I'm not a big fan of the character of Jet, but the way they put him here in this show is very awkward, and I don't really like that, like at all. I also think all of Jet's acting was kind of bad. So, yeah, I don't understand why he's here. Other than, I guess, like, it almost feels like these are storylines that maybe they'd be better off cutting out if they're not going to put much care into how they go. Also, with all this shit going on in the city of Amashu is weird because these are 2 very different locations that were not in Amashu, and them being here just makes them feel super rushed. Also makes King Boomy seem like a terrible king, where like all this shit is going on in his city, like bombings and shit, and King Boomy's not really doing much about it. From what it looks like, it's like fuck. So yeah, I hated this episode. Hated it. And also we get the introduction to Azula, who, like, she's fine, but she's here, I guess. But where I get really annoyed is they introduced May and Ty Lee in this episode as well. Except they're so fucking awkward with how they're introduced. They're just kind of there. Like, Ty Lee has no character now. What the fuck are we doing with this show? Like, they just throw her in this episode, she's there. We don't really understand anything about her backstory. Like, I don't understand why these characters are here. Why are they not saving that for season 2? I heard that they do more with the Zula throughout this season. I haven't finished it because I'm reviewing it episode by episode each week. But that's still like, okay, I guess you're going to do that. But I don't understand why that needs to have Ty Lee and May here. Because they would be better to introduce them in season 2 when they're actually important to the fucking story. It seems so weird the way they're doing things in the show. There's just no thought or cohesion to any of this other than we need to condense this show into 8 episodes, rush through it all. When really you don't. Like, I don't think anyone would complain if they announced, hey guys, we're going to reboot Avatar: Last Airbender and we're going to condense it down to 16 episodes. But in 2 halves of 1 season, release it that way. So the first season is the first half of season 1. Season 2 is the second half of season 1. Then you have more fucking show, too. Like, what are we even doing? Fuck this shit.